Hello, it's Luke Michael Howard, PhD in clinical hypnotist from Hypnosis. T-shirt says sleep. I don't want you to sleep right now. I want you to listen to what I have to say. So oftentimes I have people that come to see me through PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. This can be anything from the soldier that's been in Afghanistan or Iraq or anywhere, in fact, in the world, in war zones, that has seen some terrible things, extreme things like perhaps their comrades, their friends' heads exploding around them and having to do things for the sake of their country that perhaps would never experience, thankfully, that they go through that. So they come back and they have all this terrible trauma that they don't quite know how to deal with. It's harsh to extreme case of it to the high class, high level executive who just has like the weight of the world on their shoulders, of the corporation, of a multi-million-dollar company corporation on their shoulder, and have that post-traumatic stress disorder that's there. So oftentimes, if you imagine we go around the world, and this is kind of like our immune system, or like our unconscious mind, if you will, and most of us, we're going around and we're quite balanced, and occasionally we might be in a situation where fight or flight gets triggered off a little bit, but then it comes back to normal like that. What happens with someone who suffers from PTSD is, rather than these little blips each day like this where it comes balanced, it shoots out like that, and then suddenly that trauma, that phobia, if you will, is now just lit up, and all the neurology is there, and it's very, very real for them, and it's in their reality, and they're walking around with this just lit up internally inside of them. So it's very, 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 very powerful in a very bad way for them. So when these people come to see me with work over something like PTSD, really my job, what I do with people, is they come in and they're usually in this position here. The neurology is lit up. The problem, the PTSD, if you will, the post-traumatic stress, is just at an all-time high. So by working with the client, by working with you, if you suffer from this, kind of what I do in my job is to kind of reach into that problem, reach into that trauma, if you will, and start taking out some of the layers, some of the charge from it, so it starts to shrink. So it might go from PTSD to severe anxiety. Yeah, it's still a problem, but we've downgraded it. The intensity is down a little bit, but it is still problematic. Then we do a bit more work and take out some more of the charge, some more of the problems from inside, and now it goes from PTSD to severe anxiety to perhaps general anxiety. It's still not ideal, but the problem, the anxiety, the severity of it has shrunk a lot, but we've still got work to do. Then we do a little bit more work, take out more of the charge from it, reach in, take out more of that crap, if you will. So now it goes from general anxiety to specific anxiety. What's that? That might be, well, instead of having anxiety for everything, I only have anxiety when I speak to the opposite sex, or I only have anxiety when I'm performing in front of an audience. It's still a problem, but it's a far cry from this all of the time. So now we've shrunken it down to specific anxiety. We do some more work, take out some more of the charges, some more of the causes, and then that shrinks down to extreme stress. It's still a problem, I get it, but it's a big difference from when they come in with the PTSD. So now we've got extreme stress. We do some more work, we take out some more of the layers, some more of the charges. Then it generally becomes stress. We've all got stress, we're all going to have stress as long as we're alive. But we do a little bit more work to shrink that down so it just becomes manageable stress in life. And that's kind of really the process of when I'm working with people with PTSD, with an extreme trauma or even a phobia. They come in here, and my work is to help them to start to shrink it quite rapidly, usually within a session or two, so it gets down to be very, very manageable in their life, and they can operate, function at a very, very high level, be as balanced as possible for them, and not be held back from those problems anymore. I've been Luke Michael Howard. This has been my video on PTSD, and as I always say at the end of these videos, always believe.